gentlemen, Phyllis Schlafly.
Thank you very much. I don't know where that voice was coming from, but I thank you anyway. And good afternoon, Patriots all. You don't know what a thrill it is to look out and see this crowd of people who care about America's future, who are willing to come out and figure out how we can take back America. We need to save our country from its fast drive into European-style socialism. That is not the kind of country we want. We've had a country of constitutional government and private enterprise and freedom for so many years, and we are going to keep at it and keep our country, and we need all of us this year working hard all through next year, because next year may be the most important year of our life. It'll decide which way we go, whether we go to freedom or whether we go to socialism. Now, we had a pretty good year in 2010. We elected a lot of new wonderful members of the Congress, especially in the House. And they think, yeah, you can kind of clap for yourself on that, on having some good victories. And most of them are conservatives. And they think they did a pretty good job. They made a deal the other day, and they actually cut the budget, the current federal budget deficit, 1%. 1%. Well, all I can say is we did turn the corner, but that's not good enough. We've got to work to get more elected next year in 2012, the most important election of our time. We don't know who our presidential candidate is going to be, but I suggest that when they come around seeking your votes, you ask them some really tough questions and make them commit themselves. Are you really going to vote to repeal Obamacare? That's what we want you to do. Are you going to oppose all these restraints on our energy, like even taking our light bulbs away so that they can reduce the standard of living of Americans till we'll be closer to the poverty of the rest of the world? No, we want them to pledge to maintain America as it ought to be. Do you want to live under these czars with dictating what we do in so many areas? You know, Obama appointed more czars than the Russians did in a century. We'd like to get rid of all of them. And now, right now, as we meet here this afternoon, Congress is trying to give away the rights of inventors to get patents of the inventors that they have created. One of the most wonderful rights that is enshrined in the U.S. Constitution. Do you know that the Founding Fathers put the property right of inventors in the Constitution even before they put in freedom of religion and speech? And that is because they knew that innovation and creativity was the key to our prosperity, the key to our becoming a great nation. And it is why America has about 95% of the great inventions of the world. We want our candidates to stand tall for America. They've shipped millions of our jobs overseas. We can't let them give away our innovation and our great inventions. And then there's the problem of the courts. The Founding Fathers thought that the judiciary would be the least dangerous branch of government because it didn't have the taxing power and it didn't have any guns. But somehow they've worked themselves into the most powerful branch of government. And we find judges who, I call them supremacists, because they think they're supreme over the other branches of government and the will of the American people. And they think they can make all the major decisions of our time, that they can decide what is the definition of marriage, that they can decide whether we kill unborn babies or not, that they can decide what the private enterprise system really means. And they have just simply taken control of so many of the major issues. President Obama has already put 2 Supreme Court justices on the court, and I think 2's enough. We can't let him get any more like Elena Kagan. Now, I suggest that the people who really care about saving our country should study what the courts are doing. And my book called The Supremacists is now out in print, but you can get it free on my website, eagleforum.org, and you can download it chapter by chapter, and you can have your own group meetings, one on the religion cases and what they've done to the Pledge of Allegiance and the 10 Commandments, and one on the life cases, and one on the property rights cases where they said the government can take your private property and give it to somebody else, one on the immigration cases, one on their use of foreign law. So you'll be ready to fight the battles of who's appointed to the courts. That is so important. We need your dedicated work every day between now and the important election in 2012. Whether America survives depends on what you and I do. And we just simply cannot afford to leave this terrible debt hanging over the shoulders of our children and grandchildren. That's the worst legacy we could possibly give to them. So thank you by showing your support of this fight, by being here today. I'm so proud to have the opportunity to join you. I think the Tea Parties are wonderful. We welcome you all to the battle. We need reinforcements. And as we say in Eagle Forum, those who wait upon the Lord will rise up with wings like eagles, and they will run and not be weary. And you better not be weary between now and the election next year.